A key figure in Nigeria's main opposition's People's Democratic Party and the current governor of Rivers State, Southern Nigeria, Nyesom Wike, has declared that without his input and participation in the activities of the party, it will lose its bid for the presidency in Nigeria's 2023 general election. Now, this and more, he revealed at a media parley in Port Harcourt, the state capital. News Central's Niyi Omoniyi has the details.
Who's the head of the party now?
He is one of the most popular governors in Nigeria today, not necessarily because of his achievements in office, but simply due to his outspoken displeasure about the zoning of three major political power positions in the People's Democratic Party. The governor fell out with former Vice President and party flag bearer Atiku Abubakar, who is a northerner, after the PDP's presidential primary election, and has continuously expressed dissatisfaction that the party chairman cannot come from the same region.
Concession we have made, we won't leave the party. That's not a concession.
And that's enough for you.
Assuming we say we're leaving the party, do you know the effect of that? If I can make a concession of not leaving the party, whether you like it or not, if I leave the party today, PDP cannot win in this state. And that is true. We're leaving with all our people. And that is the truth of the matter. However, let this man go, let the zone that's supposed to produce the chairman, produce the chairman. And you don't want to make a concession. What concession have they made? We had choices. You think that today, we the five governors are saying we're going to a party, and there will still be a PDP.
Governor Wike was quick to clear the air on the allegation of using public schools in his state for campaign.
We are not saying you cannot use the place. We are saying in using our property, you have to security deposit. How does it negate? INEC are written to us the schools they want for election. And we've approved it. Why would INEC write to us? Because INEC know they don't have the schools. But they've written to us, and we've approved it. And you as a political party, government, INEC is a government agency, ordinarily. But INEC wrote to us, seeking for approval to use our public schools. I will say approve. And then you as a political party, you want to use the public schools, that you carry your talks, hooligans to destroy our property, and then you go. Tomorrow you come back and say, oh, this government has not done anything. Go to the schools, no infrastructure, no nothing. We won't allow that.
Noting that he has been wooed by other political parties, he reaffirmed his allegiance to the main opposition party.
Who will see me and my people that will not go and lobby us? Why are you saying? Tell me who will see the vice state governor and the other members of our team that will not lobby them? So people will come to us. Are people not going to our own candidates? Our candidate is also talking to other people in other parties now. That's politics. So you want me to deny nobody's coming to me? And so that I'm afraid of the
With elections a few months away, many say the internal field is making the opposition party shift grounds from seeking the mandate and vote of millions of eligible voters to engaging just one man. Niyi Omoniyi, reporting for News Central.
And with just a few months before Nigeria's next general elections, the campaign season continues to heat up. Top candidates from the main political parties are still selling themselves to their supporters with the hope of winning more of these anxious voters. But the build-up, as always, is filled with many talking points.
These talking points vary between the rift in the main opposition party, the PDP, and the governor of one of Nigeria's southern states, Nyesom Wike, the seemingly uninspiring personality of the ruling party's candidate, and also the possibilities of the Labour Party pulling off maybe the most hard-fought election victory in Nigeria's history. This morning, we have joining us public affairs analyst and former SA to the Rivers State Governor, OPUNABO INKO TARIAH. Good morning and thank you for joining us. And I think a great way to start the conversation would be to have you react to the video that you just watched. Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, doesn't seem to be letting go of his demand towards the national chairman of the party. The PDP Board of Trustees have also asked that Iyorchia Ayu resign. We know that him and the four other governors have stated their claims that the PDP should not reserve the two top positions for northern party members. Is there a possibility of mending fences with him?
Well, the fact is,
if one will have to be as honest and as objective as one can be, the call for the resignation of IU is completely unnecessary. And I think Nyesom Wike is just being frenetic because he was bested at the presidential primaries and was refused to, and Atiku refused to pick him as his running mate. This got him really incensed. And if I don't get it, then I can also destroy. I listened to him boasting, arrogating to himself what is not. Nyesom Wike could be likened to the biblical Samson, who thought he still had powers. I was disappointed. I'm talking of in his last days, after his head was shaved by this, what's her name again?
Delilah?
Delilah. Yeah, Delilah. So the point I'm trying to make is that it's like a drowning man who's trying to hang on to anything just to survive. And that's why he's so much in love, now romancing the media so much. You know? Now, let us take under advisement this issue. Let's give a penetrating thought to this issue. Atiku, IU was elected before Atiku. Now, it was after the election of IU that Atiku was elected. And in electing Atiku, everybody was cognizant of the fact that the national president of the party, the national chairman of the party, is a northerner. Notwithstanding that fact, he went ahead to elect another northerner as the presidential candidate. So what the party probably, or the voters, probably delegates, what they considered was principally what was going to, the persons that were going to lead the party to victory. If you say it has to go to the south, these are the same persons that frustrated P2B out. Because the whole sentiment was that even if it has to be zoned to the south, it has to be zoned to the southeast, not south-south. That is one argument. So even if you say it should go to the south, it should go to the southeast. If it comes to the south-south, then it's still the same injustice they are talking about. It has to go to the southeast. Then you have a situation where when even Yar'Adua was the president of this country or the presidential candidate of the party, it was still a northerner who was the national chairman of the party. It is after the elections, if Atiku emerges victorious at the polls, then you can say the national chairman must resign. But for now, the major concern should not be if you sincerely have the interest of the party at heart, if you're not there to sabotage the party. Because the issue of not leaving the party, if I leave the party, you might be a mole in the party. You might be, in fact, let me tell you, your worst enemy is the enemy that is within. So if you are sincere, you really want the party to win at the next polls, what you should do is ignore this. What is the issue of national chairman? If today the national chairman resigns, going by the party constitution, the successor will definitely be somebody from that zone. So what have you benefited? What have you done? Unless you're saying they have to alter the constitution of the party. Why would they alter the constitution of the party at this point in time? Is that preeminent? How important is that to the victory? What I expect you to do was to reach an accommodation with the national that look, if this man wins, you're going. Mr. President, what are the positions for the South-South? And the South, not just South-South, South-South and Southeast. Mr. President, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was from the South-South for crying out loud. So what is this issue? And he was a sitting president from the South-South. We're not talking about candidates. From the South-South, a sitting president. So what is this clamour about injustice? No, I don't think so. I think the major thing is that the man, because he lost out, wants to rock the boat.
All right, Mr. Inko Tariah.
It's as simple as that.
Mr. Inko Tariah,
yes.
We might come back to this, and also get you to respond to further things on this same issue. But I want us to also talk about other things. PDP's candidate, of course, was interviewed over the weekend and made also certain statements. But I want to ask: is it at this point, in the build-up to the 2023 elections, is it relevant to ask about the mental and physical health of candidates. Atiku Abubakar was quoted, as saying that the APC's candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, embarrassed El-Rufai and is currently unable to give 5 minutes of an unscripted speech. You also, of course, must have seen videos that emerged from the speech, of course, he made in Kaduna State. So is it irrelevant to still be asking about the mental and physical health of candidates running for Nigeria's top office?
If it's relevant?
Yes.
Yes.
Extremely. You can't diverse that. In fact, to tell you how crucial it is, your mental state is also a principle in your election, as clearly stated in our constitution. You cannot bring a madman to be the president of the country. So you're talking of mental state. You cannot bring a man that is senile. So you're talking of mental state. You cannot, even recently, we are not even talking about the former Chief Justice of Nigeria, who just resigned amid the controversy. He attributed it to mental state. So you must be mentally alert if you have to leave. It is clearly spelled out in our constitution. So when you talk about mental state, it is indispensable. It's an indispensable criterion. So it is critical, quite critical.
Yeah, but
and now,
yeah, go ahead.
No, I'll go further now. Now, to even underscore that point, we are all witnesses to what happened to Yaradua. He was branded as somebody that is sound, mentally fit, physically fit, and what have you. Nobody is going to dispute that. Intellectually, he was. But physically and mentally, he wasn't. They tried to deceive Nigerians when Obasanjo went and played, was it squash or whatever with him. Eventually, we also what happened. If you talk of Buhari, this is what we are seeing, not that we saw, we are seeing how much is being spent on medical tourism and so on. And how aloof the president has been. He's quite aloof from his own government. Decisions are taken without his consent, without his imprimatur. We are all aware of when Yari was alive, what happened in NNPC appointments and so on, and how everything was leaked after the death of Yari. You cannot go to office. The office of the president is not a key party. It takes a lot. And for any dedicated and committed president, once you are made a president, within 6 months, 1 year, you go great. You go great. Anywhere in the world, you go great.
All right.
So, I to tell you how important and how there's another word I want to use, demanding it is.
All right, let's talk about something that is
the message of anybody, and that is where the issue of Tinubu comes in. Yes, go ahead.
Let's talk about something that is also of importance. Now, Osage made reference to this at the start of his question, talking about the statement that the PDP presidential candidate made over the weekend, stating, and I'm going to paraphrase, that what the average northerner needs is a northern candidate to be the president. Now, this has sparked mixed reactions. Now, I want your thoughts on this statement, especially because the PDP pushes itself saying that it's going to unite Nigeria. Would you maybe consider this statement divisive? Also, bearing in mind that Section 97 of the Electoral Act prohibits candidates from, campaigning based on ethnic or religious sentiments.
Well, first and foremost, I would not want to justify it. It is in flagrant violation of the Electoral Act. No doubt about that. But you see, I also want to say this. Yes, I believe we are all communicators here now. So if you have to choose your words from the word basket, you have to choose the right words, so that when the meaning is generated, whoever the target audience are will perceive it the way it is intended. Now, what do I mean by that? Probably Atiku was he felt he was talking to a target audience. The message to a target audience is quite distinct from the message to a general public. Now, it's like a father who is talking to a son. Now I'm warning you, I'm advising you, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing that. If today I die, you will be worse hit. If today I die, this is what will happen to you. So make sure you do this. Make sure you treat me well. That kind of a thing. It was like a direct message to a target audience. But one thing he failed to understand, that at this point in time, whatever he says will be watched with John Guy's eye by the enemies or the opponents, and will be given a penetrating thought by Nigerians. So you no longer have a target, or your target audience will be the country, Nigerians. And I believe that he has not forgotten that part, and that was why he said he is a pan-Nigerian. Remember, he made that I am a pan-Nigerian. He has not just said it, he has demonstrated it. He has an Igbo wife with grown-up kids.
Well, I guess...
And the point I'm trying to make, like I said, I am not justifying it. It is wrong. He chose the wrong words from the word basket.
All right.
And I've also said it's a violation. No doubt about that.
Inko Tariah, I guess...
But those who are crucifying him, what of the man that calls Nigerians PDP people termites? The ones that went and locked up shops for not coming out to vote for him. And the ones whose wives said they were going to send all Igbos out of Lagos State, which is more inflammatory.
All right,
which
Inko
is
Tariah,
insidious.
unfortunately...
I'm not justifying it, please. So I'm not justifying it. It is wrong. But probably it is he chose the wrong word from the wrong basket without any ill intentions.
I guess that in the next few weeks, we will get to see how this turns out, and especially as regards the fact that, like you mentioned, it's a flagrant violation of the Electoral Act. Thank you, Inko Tariah, for joining us this morning on Breakfast Central. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.